Hello everybody and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin and we are on part 6 of our playthrough of Crash Team Rumble. Last time we played as Brio, it was our Halloween event. Now we're going to play as Tawna. I figure I started with Crash and Coco and then I went Cortex and Engine. You know, those are kind of like the two good, you know, the good pairings and the good pairings of our protagonists, and Engine's kind of like the primary sidekick, I think, to Cortex. But then we played as Brio, and I figured we'll follow that with Tawna, because, you know, during Crash 1 there was the whole Brio stages and the Tawna stages. They're both kind of forgotten in the original trilogy after 1. So, well, I guess not in 2, because Brio comes back. But, you know... But he's not in any, I guess, gameplay form. You know, we don't see him in Crash Team Racing. We don't see him at all in Warped. We see him in Crash 2. He's a big part of the story, but he's not, like, a boss to fight against or anything. Like, you know what I mean? So... It's like if you didn't play Crash 1 and Brio shows up briefly throughout the broadcast in the Warp Room, you might be a little lost as to who he is in context. But anyway, Tawna. And Tawna we just never see again in the original trilogy after 1. But yeah. Now obviously she's a playable character in Crash 4. Very versatile with her hook shot. This game I have not played in 2 weeks because I've just been very preoccupied, I guess, with having platinumed Spider-Man 2 and, you know, diving into my backlog, I guess. But it's always good to get back into this. I don't know why I'm getting so hung up on this gem station here. I feel like I should just be a scorer. Tawna's a scorer, I believe. So let's just get right back into that. I gotta figure. It's been a while since I played this, so I have to figure out my groove of how I want to play right now. I guess I'll go for the scoring. We're still winning, by the way. I guess I did distract the boosters in the beginning here. Got these relics. Plenty to work with here. Okay.
Enemy team boost expired.
Score these damn relics in. Oh god, they're coming after me. Engine, no! I should use my hook shot. So yeah, I managed to platinum Spider-Man 2, had a lot of fun with that game. And then it was a matter of like, okay, let's, now that, you know, I've completed the Battle Pass for this season for Crash Team Rumble, so let's take this opportunity to, like, see what in my backlog I can play, because while there are, I always have that impulse to just buy a new game. I like to try to avoid that and try to get my money's worth for games I already have, so, One of the games that came perfectly for me, and maybe it's because I've been watching the show and catching up with the more recent seasons, is South Park, South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I managed to... One of the reasons I didn't platinum that game yet is because one of the trophies is you have to beat the game on hard mode, which is basically, or mastermind difficulty, really. And the reason I avoided that for so long is because I beat the game in my first run on the normal difficulty, and there were still trophies to get in, like, the overworld, I guess, that I wanted to complete. I didn't want to start a new game and not have completed the, you know, like, find all the yaoi pictures, or the yaoi, drawings, and, there were some hidden trophies that were kind of there that I was ignoring at first, because usually with hidden trophies, my rule is, if it's not a story trophy, then I at least want to keep the hidden trophies around in case I stumble upon them by accident. Which is like something I came across in Spider-Man 2. Like, there was one of the trophies I ended up getting completely by accident, not even knowing it was a trophy. And that was the one that involved a baseball diamond. Other than that, if I can't... If I hit like a brick wall with trophies, with hidden trophies, after like a lot of time has passed, and obviously that game, you know, even though that game came out in 2017, I bought that maybe a year or so ago, so I at least was able to have some time and be like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna show the hidden trophy information. That's my rule. I'm like, okay, you know, unless it's a story thing, then I'm not gonna get crazy with that. But, I ended up doing that, and I was able to figure out what things I can complete in the overworld, I guess. Which is, and now I'm playing on the hard difficulty, so... I'm getting my hair braided tomorrow. Pelpa Pig, welcome to the show. That's cool. Nice little change. Me, myself, I'm actually growing a little... I'm trying to grow a beard a bit. This no shave November, as they call it, you know? I'm trying to see what... And usually I'm pretty clean shaven, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I was talking about my backlog right now. I've been playing South Park: The Fractured Butthole, trying to go for that platinum. And right now, the only trophy I have left to do is get the beat the game in Mastermind difficulty, which is basically you have to make your character black, because the joke is, like, you know, I don't know, like, you've played the game, I think, where it's like the difficulty is like based on your skin tone, which I don't think is. I think was more of a joke, and then you actually have to set it to whatever difficulty once you're in game. I think they trick you into thinking that your skin tone is the difficulty, but I am doing that right now. Yeah. So I'm playing as, like, I made a black character for myself, who's really cool, by the way, and then yeah, I'm basically just playing through it, and once I beat it, I'll have that platinum. It seems to be easy enough. It's not that bad. It's not even the hardest difficulty that's required. Because I think they later on, the studio added another difficulty level or something. But for the trophy, it's just Mastermind difficulty, which is like the second hardest difficulty. So I've been doing that. I've been lucky to find the time to... Not only is it like a good backlog game, but like I'm actually enjoying playing it again. I was able to like put some time between the last time I beat it originally and now, so I'm actually like enjoying the story all over again and enjoying the game all over again. It doesn't feel like a chore that I'm grinding or anything. So, And then other than that, I think I mentioned last time that I platinumed Spider-Man 2. So I haven't really played anything else beyond that. I haven't played this game in 2 weeks since the last Halloween episode. Oh, I forget that my Wumpa is all decked out right now. You're saying once I'm done with Metal Gear Solid, I'm gonna go back to get some platinum trophies. Okay. Yeah, like for me, like my options were: do I get a, do I go for the Metal Gear Solid collection or any of the Metal Gear, any of the variations of the collections or whatever, or should I tap into a game I currently own? And I kind of chose a game I currently own right now because I feel like I need to slow down a bit with the spending. So I do plan to get that at some point, though.
Force field available. Your team boosted.
Heh. Oop. My earbud came out. Alright, there we are. So this game you're playing... Oh yeah, so Crash Team Rumble... And I don't know if I'm surprised or not. I feel like we have to remind ourselves that as big as Crash is, it's kind of a niche thing right now, I feel like. In the broader gamer world, I guess. But yeah, the Game Awards announced their nominees today. And there was no... Oh, there we go, top performer. There was no Crash Team Rumble in sight, which, I mean, it's a little surprising because, like, I guess... I think Crash 4 was nominated in 2020, right? For, like, a family game or something. Or, I don't even know if it was a family game or, like, an action game or something. Maybe it was that. Obviously, we know CTR Nitro Field won the best racing sports category. To be fair, it wasn't as big as the Insane Days. It's true. And to be fair, I think this game was meant to be a peripheral multiplayer component to Crash 4, and then they just separated it and made it a live service game. I believe that was what I heard through the grapevine. But and it's not to say that this game isn't like I like for someone who loves physical games and single player games, I've been having a lot of like I've got a lot of mileage out of this game this year. Like if you look at my like PlayStation app or whatever where it tells you how many hours you played, and maybe it's skewed because of you know, maybe I paused the game and walked away for a couple hours and didn't shut the PlayStation off or whatever, but I have like a little over 300 hours played for this game. Granted, I play this while I listen to podcasts, so it's very easy to kind of just like burn through it. But it's been one of my highlight games for this year, without a doubt. But then again, I don't really. Yeah, that number is like it's high. It's not something I am exactly proud of, but it was a great game. So, and I do remember reading that the hours that they clock you on the app is kind of misconstrued. It's not actually accurate. I think they kind of bloat your clock more than you actually do play. Um, but yeah, it's definitely been a good game. But then again, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. Not a lot of ongoing multiplayer games. So that's a whole slice of the the gaming pie that I don't really venture into much. So for this not to be nominated, it's like maybe from what I'm seeing with the other nominations, like maybe there's something there. I just think this game it probably sold decently, but I don't think it's like the big smash hit of for multiplayer games. Even though I love it personally, honestly, I kind of like it that it's not nominated because it kind of has now has this like kind of I guess special quality now that it's like it's just this little game I've been playing that not like the mainstream media doesn't really give much attention to, but I'm loving it. I mean, there's not many strategic platform combat brawler type multiplayer games out there. And this definitely is done well. Toys for Bob did a good job with it, I think. But you know what? If it's not nominated, then that's more of an awards. I mean, maybe it's a good thing in this great year of games, I guess. You know, like who am I to say? I'm not really beat up about it because I'm just like, you know what? I'm enjoying this game. I don't need a game award or an award show to you know, validate me in how much fun I've been having. It doesn't take away from the 300 plus hours I've put into it this year.
Enemy team boost expired.
Damn, it hurts, man. To be fair, yeah. Not the biggest snub of the year. Nope, not even the biggest snub of the year.
Enemy team boosted.
One of the big ones for me, where I was kind of like I was kind of expecting this, but I was hoping not to be. I was hoping that maybe this industry or like the awards voting wouldn't disappoint. Is Hogwarts Legacy not getting nothing? Because for me, I'm still debating whether it's Hogwarts Legacy or Spider-Man 2 for my own personal game of the year. And it's just like, I can't help but feel like the decision behind it is a political one. More so than, like, it's not, like, I don't know, Hogwarts Legacy isn't, I've played better open worlds, but it still is a very unique, original open world. I mean, you're playing where you get to pick your house, you're taking classes, but you're also venturing out of the school, out of the town, and then you're going into, like, combat with, like, dark wizards and creatures, and it's exactly what I would have... To me, it's like, as a Harry Potter fan back in the day, this is, like, a dream game. And they went really above and beyond with it, more so than they even needed to. Especially with, like, what you can do with, like, the room of requirement, where you can, like, basically, like, keep your own, like, capture, like, creatures and, like, name them and keep them as pets inside your personal room. Like, that's one of the coolest things about it to me, like, that didn't even need to be there. Like, I have a bunch of creatures in the Room of Requirement that are named after Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul characters. Like, it's just, like, a bunch of magical creatures in there that's just, like, named after, like, Skinny Pete and Walt and Kim, and it's just, like, a funny, like, little, like, area of fandom. And then other than that, it's like, the traversal was great with the broom. Like, just because there wasn't any Quidditch doesn't mean that the broom play wasn't fun. Because they still had, like, broom mini games and stuff to do, and time trials and stuff, which was awesome. The story wasn't... I would say Spider-Man 2 has a stronger story. But there's something about the game that, on an RPG element of it, was very impressive to me. So, I don't know, for me, for that to not be there, it's a little strange to me, but kind of obvious why. Why? Because apparently I think, like, a bunch of media outlets were part of the voting, and we all know that, like, a lot of, like, the mainstream media outlets, like, kind of go along to get along when it comes to, like, following the same political leanings, I guess. But, and it's just, like, JK Rowling aside, it just feels like a slap in the face to the hundreds of developers that were working on that game. That acknowledge that they acknowledge the how problematic the IP is with the creator or whatever. But that doesn't mean that Harry Potter's ever gonna go away. Like, you know, it just seems silly. I mean, think about Walt Disney. I'm pretty sure Walt Disney was like outed as like a racist or something scandalous. And obviously Disney is not going to go away anytime soon. No one's boycotting that. No one's boycotting the Call of Duty or Activision stuff when the developer, the actual not one person, but the development team themselves were charged with allegations of, you know, misdemeanors and discrimination and sexual harassment and all that. But Walt Disney is dead. Exactly. Yeah, maybe that's part of it. That's a good point. Once they're dead, it's kind of like there's no one to kind of boycott anymore. It's just whatever was left behind might as well stay. Hogwarts Legacy got 0. One of the most anticipated games of recent memory doesn't get nominated for a single category. Starfield, yeah. I kind of wonder if the fandom kind of ruined it for themselves with like how overhyped they kind of made it. Like how it was like supposed to be like game of the generation and all, like this is like for me, like I have to admit, when I saw that Starfield got 0 nominations, I was laughing hysterically. Not because you know, the people who made Starfield, it's a good game and they deserve some recognition for what they did. But it's a good game. Like, it's not... I mean, I've never played it myself, so I can't really speak for it, but from what I can tell, it's just like, it's not really... It's just another Bethesda game. It's a good game, but it's just like... They did get one, I think. I think it was like Best RPG or something, or... But it is interesting. Dead Space got a nomination, I saw. I think it was for audio design. I mean, this was a great year for games. Honestly, this was a great year. Like, I got my Crash game. It turned out to be a multiplayer game, which is, you know, that's awesome. Even though I prefer single-player games, it's good when a game can get me into the multiplayer space, so that's good. Dead Space was a great remake, kind of like a, you know, Hogwarts Legacy, great licensed game. Spider-Man 2, great licensed game, also a Sony game. So there was a little bit of everything, I think. You know, wasn't Sony's best outing, but, you know, at least it wasn't like 2014 where Sony really, for me, out of my entire collection, 2014 is the one year where I have no Sony game because it was really just such a dry year or whatever. So I don't really mind if they only put out one game this year. You know, the exclusive games for Sony are just supposed to be a bedrock of all the other games that I'm willing to play. So as long as they showed up this year, I'm fine. In my opinion, 2024 is going to be even better. Okay. Yeah, there's some, like say for Sony stuff, I'm wondering if Death Stranding 2 is going to be a thing. I'm wondering if Wolverine is going to be a thing. And then obviously, I don't know if GTA 6 is going to be a 2024 game. Maybe, you know, maybe fall 2024, depending on it, because obviously that thing's going to get announced. It was announced by Rockstar that they're going to announce it in the beginning of December, which might fall on the Game Awards, for all we know. If Jeff Keighley was able to get Rockstar to announce their trailer there, that would be pretty awesome for him. Um, Obviously, there's the Spyro 4 rumor that I think is very much alive and true, especially today where both Activision and the Spyro Twitter were congratulating Spyro on the 5th anniversary of the Reunited Trilogy. Yeah, I would say... Oh, you think GTA 6 is a Game Awards announcement, or are you talking about Spyro 4? Because I could see Spyro 4, but I could see Rockstar being very cheeky and being like, you know what, we're so... Like, you're gonna buy our game regardless of where we're gonna announce it, that, we'll announce it, like, the day after, or we'll announce it the day before. You know, just to like, be a little cocky with it. I could see them doing that, because they, honestly, that's gonna be the biggest game of the generation, of the generation, like, without a doubt. And I'm talking in terms of sales and stuff. I'm not talking, like, opinions here. Like, that game is gonna sell gangbusters. You know, I think Red Dead 2 sold, like, 50 million plus copies since it released in 2018, and GTA 5 was also another one of those record-breaking sales games that's still relevant 10 years later, apparently, in terms of people still buying it. So yeah, GTA 6 is going to be huge. Absolutely huge. I feel like the Game Awards is going to be... It's kind of like the new frontier of, like, there's going to be an announcement, I feel like, that's going to reassure me to be like, okay, 2024 is going to be a year for me. Because right now, I don't have anything confirmed yet of what could possibly be, but I feel like we're due for... We're due for an announcement for that will, like, make me turn my... get my attention, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Healing bridge ready.
All set for 2024.
Your team boosted. Enemy team boosted.
Yeah, this game we pretty much have in the bag.
Healing bridge ready. Victory!
Nice. It's interesting. I don't know if there's some hypocrisy to be found in this, but it's interesting how Warner Brothers, you know, they're getting a lot of flack right now, deservedly, for, like, you know, that movie, the Wile E. Coyote movie and Roadrunner. I think it's Coyote vs. Acme. How they wrote it off as a tax write-off and pretty much, like, preventing it from being seen or ever being released into the wild or whatever. And the filmmakers got screwed with that. But now I think because of the Twitter backlash and, like, the public backlash of it, and I think also the most important thing to them is the money aspect, where I think a lot of filmmakers are backing out of deals right now with WB. I think was it David Slazlov or whatever his name is? There's kind of a hypocrisy where the media on Twitter are very much in favor for all the cast and the crew and the hundreds of people who worked on that movie, and they need to see, and for, you know, for them to get their residuals and for them to see have their work of art, like their work, see the light of day, I guess. But I don't know. But then you think of, like, Hogwarts Legacy as, like, a WB property, and the media couldn't care less that. And I know it's different because this is like Hogwarts Legacy got released into the wild, and they made their 10 million plus sales on it. So it's not a problem of whether it exists or not, or whether it made the money it deserved. But it's funny how, in terms of caring about the crew and the work they did, and about acknowledging that, and them getting their a little attention and kind of a reward for their hard work, nobody's talking about Portkey Games kind of getting absolutely snubbed, kind of for no reason, I guess. I don't know if I'm drawing like a fair comparison here, because one is about film and one's about games or whatever, and they're totally two different scenarios. But I feel like there's something to be found that's a little hypocritical in how, on one side of it, they care about the filmmakers, but on the other side of it, no one gives a crap about the developers for this game.
Enemy team boosted.
I guess because it doesn't fit their narrative. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking out loud about. I don't know if it's a fair criticism to draw, but it just seems a little... I don't know, I just think it's a little strange that... I mean, I completely agree that with one... But I just feel like they got a little short-shifted when it comes to like the game production side of it, and I don't know, I'm kind of rambling now.
Enemy team boost expired.
Obviously, it's two different industries, so... Also, I've heard WB is looking for buyers to buy the rights to the movie. Yes, that's what's happening. They've allowed it to be shopped around now, after the public backlash, and probably more so after a bunch of other film crews backed out of their deals with WB. I mean, how can you trust? Like, it's true. Like, how can you trust to work with that company when you know what they're capable of just like doing something so ridiculous, so like,
Enemy team boosted.
honestly, so foolish from a business side of it. Like, I saw someone tweet like you know, like over 100 years plus history of working in movies. You think that WB would know better not to like write off a movie as a tax write-off? Like, they're obviously shooting themselves in the foot.
Enemy team
Like, it's gonna be hard for them to get any work. I mean, I'm sure people are gonna bend over for the money if they're given the opportunity to produce a movie, but
enemy bonus bank.
but I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of filmmakers just kind of band together and just say, you know what, we don't need to deal with this crap, and we're just gonna move our project somewhere else. That's what I would do. But sometimes it's easier said than done, because WB, they're, you know, like Disney, they got a lot of money, they can make things happen.
Enemy team
So
boost expired.
maybe a lot of people will fold, and keep working for them, you know, because it is like a mega corporation. You can't just shut that down, you know. But I'm glad to see that some filmmakers have a backbone and are preventing, and are kind of walking away, it seems like. It does. Sometimes you think it doesn't work, and it will. Oh, we're losing, by the way. Do we have any bots on our team? Yeah, we have Barry.
Team boosted.
Not even his name's not even Barry. It's Barry or Benny. No, it's Barry. That's weird.
Healing fridge ready. Bonus bank available. Enemy team boosted.
Anyway, you know, I don't care about award shows. I'm used to there being strange snubs in in the industry or stuff that I like to root for. Like, I mean, I'm a Better Call Saul fan, so that's, even though that's been nominated at least, it's never won an Emmy. Not even any of the actors in that production have won anything from it yet. Which is that's lame, but I'm just used to that strangeness. And how award shows aren't the be-all end-all of, you know, sometimes it's nice to... I kind of like that. I enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. I consider it to be one of my favorite games of the year. And just like with Better Call Saul not getting nominated, I kind of like that the mainstream isn't giving attention to it, and that it's something that I discovered and I liked, and I didn't need an award show to tell me otherwise, you know. Same with Crash Team Rumble. And yeah. I did vote for Spider-Man 2, like, across the board, because I think it was a great game. Honestly, I think it was one of the greatest games of this year, too, and I would like to see them win something, if they can. You think one of the best-selling games of the year should get nominated for something? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, let me. But you know what? Maybe that's reward enough. The money speaks for itself. The sales speaks for itself, and kind of the good faith and good criticism that the game received speaks for itself. You know, beyond the media outlets, like the more like I guess what you call, like, echo chamber, left leaning. You know, it's just like, I don't know. It just goes to show that you can't trust the media on everything, because they kind of have their own narratives going, and they just lose credibility, you know. But whatever. It's, at the end of the day, too, it is an award show, but it just seems strange, even for an award show. You know, and award shows have history of having strange snubs or strange opinions that you just, like, you know it clear as day why it didn't get any attention, and it's boring. It's just like pathetic, you know. But whatever. It's a good game, and that's all that matters. This person bad, therefore this game bad. Yeah, it's just like, whatevs.
Expired.
Can't get me. Okay.
Love Bomber available. Your team boosted.
Other than that, yeah, I'm just playing South Park Fracture Butthole. Having fun with that. Can't wait to get back into it. Yeah. Here's the thing, though, also with this Game Awards thing. Resident Evil 4 is a remake, right? And, I don't know, like, personally, I feel like they could have gone with something else. I feel like the remake... like, I was thinking, like, do remakes need to have their own category? Because I feel like it would make sense. Then again, it's just like then you're basically implying that there are always these remakes to be nominated for. Like, does every year have like a worthy amount of competition for remakes? And do you want to encourage that in the industry to make remakes? Like remakes are a good thing, but do you want to encourage that over like an original game? I don't know. It's a very weird discussion, but I feel like it does feel a little jumbled in. Because like, yes, Resident Evil 4 is probably a great game. Dead Space is a great game. And they're remakes, not remasters. But their impact in terms of like their story or like, you know, like they already had their premiere, I guess, back when the originals came out. So you're kind of losing the innovation factor or the influence factor when it comes to deciding what the game of the year is. So I don't expect Resident Evil 4 to win Game of the Year at all. I just feel like it's there because it's a great remake. But I don't think it's like, honestly, I don't think it has a chance to be considered between the other 5 contenders. I feel it because I feel like people are like clearly, and honestly, like I would fall into the same thing. Is I would just be like, yeah, well, that's a remake, because that's what I do with my own Game of the Year. I feel like it needs to have its own thing in a way. And then I'm wondering, like, should there be DLC of the year, or should that be something that should not be encouraged? Like, should it be more encouraged for there to be finalized games, or is DLC a thing? Because I have to say, Horizon Burning Shores for the Forbidden West DLC, that was one of the greatest PS5 experiences I've had on the console so far. Like, to me, that Burning Shores DLC for Horizon was the first real biggest moment where I was like, wow, this is what the PS5 is capable of, or this is what the next gen is capable of. Because like, if you know what happens at the end of that DLC, it's like insane on a technical level. What happens? Like, it's insane to me. It blows my mind. And that was something that was in the very beginning of this year that I played. You know, and it had its own story and everything. You know, honestly, it was a little controversial for people too, apparently. Um, to the point where it was like a talking point on the internet. But that was a really great DLC, I think. So if there was like a category for DLC, I think that would have been a cool nomination. But I guess that just doesn't. I don't know. I feel like the categories are a little jumbled up every year, especially since like you look at like the best sports / racing game. It doesn't really make sense to me. It should be separate. Now, I haven't played this game in 2 weeks. I was expecting to be a little surprised by what was going on in this game. Like, maybe there would have been like an update or something that I missed. But it seems like nothing has really been added to the game since that Halloween event. Maybe there was like a little bit of an event going on or something. I think there was like something in the labs section that they did. But nothing really was happening in this game since I was gone for 2 weeks, it feels like. Doesn't feel like I missed much. Which is fine, you know. I like that the game doesn't feel the need to demand my time, and that it can kind of like rely on being just a good game. Obviously, I think there's like 23 days left in this season, so I'm wondering what's gonna happen. It's gonna... When this season ends, the Game Awards should be coming up, like a day later, I think. So that's gonna be interesting. And I wonder if that new season, with Ripto being in this season, I feel like if they announce Spyro for the Game Awards, it's a perfect opportunity to have Season 3 start up and we get Spyro like right off the bat and really just get Spyro on people's minds like completely. And it's just like a cross promotion, cross marketing with this game, so that would be interesting. I also wonder if at the Game Awards we're gonna see, because Crash is usually there. I don't expect a new game from Crash, but I'm wondering if there's gonna be like a trailer for Season 3 on the stage show, like on the during the show, I guess. Like, you know, even though I guess for like the majority of people there, they'll just kind of be like, oh, it's Crash, cool, you know. There's usually that's usually how the Game Awards goes. Is there's going to be games that's not for everybody, and you kind of just have to sit through it. But Crash is always there. You know, he crashed down from the sailing last time he was there to announce Crash Team Rumble. I feel like I could see him being back for just to like reveal something about Season 3. No, like because I feel like Crash 5 wouldn't get announced if Spyro 4 is going to be announced. I feel like they want to give Spyro time to, like, it's time in the sun before Crash 5 kind of distracts people, I guess. I guess they want they want to manage the time between those games. I feel like, because that's kind of how the Insane Trilogy worked. Because Insane Trilogy came out in 2017, then they waited a year, Reignited came out in 2018, and then they waited another year, and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel came out. It seems like those games go hand in hand with maybe Toys R Us knows there's like an overlap of the fans between Crash and Spyro when it comes to like how many Crash fans and Spyro fans are playing the same game together. Ooh. Just something I'm thinking about, though. I could see Crash Team Rumble Season 3 being at the Game Awards. Just to remind people that it's a thing. In the very least, that would honestly make my day, because it would be really funny if this game is just not nominated for any awards, but it gets Season 3 Battle Pass attention. Just to remind people that this is a game. Okay. Oh, we got defeated? Oh, we did. Well, Kathleen didn't really do much for us. Well, she did score a lot. Alright. I guess we can do one more game. I still have to max out Catbat here. Which I'll get to eventually. I'm not in no rush. Now that everyone, for the most part, is maxed out, I'm kind of feeling good. I got the songs I wanted out of them, and that's all that really matters to me. Where's Tawna? Let's get back into it. There's also that South Park Snow Day game that was announced for 2024. I still don't know if that's going to be a good game because I think it's a little weird creative decision that it's supposed to be that it's going to be a 3D game now. Because the last 3D South Park game, like whenever I think of 3D South Park, I just think of that N64 turkey game or whatever it was that just was really not good. Even the creators themselves were like, this isn't, we're not proud of this. Yeah, there was an N64 one. I think it was also on PS1, but I just remember playing it on N64 at a friend's house a lot. It was kind of like a first-person view, too, I think. Like, and you were, like, throwing snowballs at turkeys and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I could see, because I know Matt and Trey, they love games, and I could see them making kind of a cool, like, top-down, 3D, like, type of, one of those type of games, I guess. Maybe if it's turn-based, but it's, like, top-down or something, who knows. But it just remains to be seen, because I think a different team is working on it than the guys that did the Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. And it just seems like a weird decision too, because it's like, if you can make a game in the style of the show, then I feel like that's preferable over 3D, like 100%. Because that's not something that like other animated shows get the luxury of, where they can kind of like be presented in the same style of animation and same, in a 2D, like how South Park can work in a 2D space, because it's more of like a not so much a side scroller, but that it can move in the way that South Park does. So like the Simpsons or the Simpsons couldn't do that. They would have to be in 3D. I think they've done cutscenes as the show before in the Simpsons game, but even that, still, like, it was like a cel-shaded 3D space that you're walking around in, which isn't bad, but I think 3D works good for the Simpsons, but I'm not so much sure for South Park. Damn it. I'm just glad South Park, the Fractured Butthole, that I was able to find a good groove in playing it from my backlog, because it really is hard to play a game, like, to choose your backlog game that you have to, like, revisit, because sometimes you're not sure if you're going to be in the mood to play it again, or you just hit a hit like a brick wall when it comes to what you can actually get achieved in it. So I kind of like I did sit down and see and I was like, here are my choices. Which game do I think I'll actually like be able to get some mileage out of, you know, for the rest of this year or for the time being or whatever. And thankfully, I was able to find 100%. I was able to like collect all the stuff that I needed for my original run, and now all I have to worry about is just beating this game on the second to hardest difficulty. So, did we win? We better have. Even with Clyde on our team. Oh, we did not win. We lost. My bad. Let's play one more. Let's play one more. This is my Tawna Australian gear. All matches color-coded. She got her golden hook shot going. It's nice to see that not everyone's playing as Ripto again. I feel like during that Ripto event, it was just constant lightning bolts everywhere. And it was hard because you needed to get booster badges in order to get like through his like progression, I think. And everybody was playing as Ripto and everybody was boosting as Ripto. So it was just like it was hard to get. Oh, you need to get like top booster, I think. I think that's what it was. And that just made that just made it like a chaos for everybody. Thankfully, I was able to play that during the double XP weekend and just get it all done in one weekend. I say the next double XP weekend is when I'll be full on in this game again. I'll just try to wrap up Cat Bat. And other than that, I'll probably just play and if there's another event, I'll play it. I do like this game though. I do enjoy playing it, even if I don't have a reason to. It's definitely one of the best games to listen to a podcast to while you play, and just like rack up those progression points for stuff. Oh, speaking of lightning bolts.
Uka Uka available. Enemy team boosted. Enemy team boosted. Your team boost expired.
Yeah, might as well just try to score. Because it doesn't seem like anybody on the other team, like this is not a high-scoring game right now. That's for sure. Might as well just keep scoring and hope for the best.
Enemy team boost expired. Bombardment available.
This guy's not even playing. And Brio up there. Maybe he's waiting around.
Enemy bombardment. Enemy Uka Uka.
Whoa.
Ally bombardment.
I don't really see the other team though. They're like all the way over there doing stuff. So. silently go this way while that other guy goes that other way. There we go. Oh, now we're losing. That's weird. Didn't feel like... Don't... We've got human players on both sides, so that's a good thing.
Your team boosted. Ally bombardment. Uka Uka.
I mean, I'm just scoring. I don't know what our team's doing. I should block, but I might as well just keep doing what I do.
Enemy team boosted. Your team boost expired.
Don't. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it at that. Definitely got my... I should have got my top scorer badge, but I didn't. I guess that other guy did from the other team. Alright, that's fine. Still waiting on that battle pass to end. It's going to be another month of that, I think, or like 23 days, so... We'll see what happens. Let's see where we're at, though, just to be sure, just to document it. Yeah, 23 days and 15 hours from now. So, anyway, I think we'll call it here. Pulpa Pig, it's been a pleasure. Anyone out there who wants to like, comment, or subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. You could subscribe to Kev Plays on YouTube, or Kev Plays 9490 to be precise. And follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series. And I'll catch you next time. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming. I'll catch you all next time. Peace out. Pulpa Pig, see you out there.